Welcome back, baseball fans, to the summer of 69-72 carryover league. We are in the America League West, the Angels and A's. And let's first take a look at what has to happen in this first round of the postseason tournament. We'll look at the schedule here and down here. The A's are the away team in a 7-game format. They're half a game behind the Angels. It simply means that it's a best of 7. Because if the Angels win the series, they'd be a game and a half ahead. If Oakland wins the series, they'd be a half a game ahead, but they'd have the head-to-head tiebreaker, +2. So what has happened here? My, a lot has. A lot of baseball's been played. Game 1, write these names down on a little piece of paper somewhere, folks. Vida Blue, Bill Singer. No bigger addition in the American League in the pitching department than when the Angels traded Andy Messersmith to the Dodgers to acquire Bill Singer, who had World Series experience 2 years ago, pitched Game 7 when the Dodgers played the Tigers in the World Series in the carryover league. And they brought him in a trade to shepherd this young pitching staff. Final score, 1-0. A solo homer for Don Baylor. Angels win Game 1. Then, Game 2. Can the A's get a split in Anaheim? Yes, they can. Mike Torres beats Clyde Wright. Another nice, well-pitched game. It was 2-2, 2 runs in the 9th, and 4-2. The Oakland A's get the split in Anaheim. We go to Alameda County Stadium in Oakland for Game 3. And it is Catfish Hunter, an all-star, against Nolan Ryan. Another 4-2 Oakland win. A homer by Reggie in this game, and a 2-run homer by Phil Roof was the only damage the Angels could do. And for the first time all year, the Oakland A's, by winning 2 out of the first 3 games, are in first place. It will not last very long. Because in game number 4, oh my goodness, the California Angels juggled their lineup, and as much as juggling their lineup helped them, they were helped even more by the fact that the A's had to send their number 4 starter, Jim Nash, out there, the weak link in this pitching staff. And he got crushed by a score of 15-6. Alex Johnson went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 6 with a homer and 5 singles. 21 hits for the Angels. Series is all tied up at 2-2. Now, folks, Game 5. I told you to write down a couple pictures on a little slip of paper, did I not? Vida Blue and Bill Singer. Bill Singer beat Vida Blue 1-0. Now, what happens in Game 5 in the rematch? Final score, Bill Singer beats Vida Blue 1-0. This game's solo homer, courtesy of Jim Spencer in the 9th inning. Vida Blue's flabbergasted. This was a 3-hitter he threw. He cannot beat Bill Singer 1-0. 18 goose eggs while Vida Blue is on the mound. And the California Angels win 2 straight. They are now a game and a half ahead, but they were up 3-1 against Oakland the first time they met. The A's won the last 3. They're only up 3-2 in this series. Do the A's win the last 2? And so here we are back in Anaheim for Game 6. And we got, oh boy, Catfish Hunter, the all-star for Oakland, needs to keep his team alive for the division title today. And in an interesting move, Clyde Wright gets the start instead of Nolan Ryan. They're going to give Nolan Ryan an extra day off because he's on a 4-game losing streak. So Clyde Wright will pitch Game 6, and Nolan Ryan will pitch Game 7 if necessary. Let's get started. The Oakland A's, they also like to juggle their lineup. They put all their walks at the top. So Sal Bando leads off with his 111 walks, 1-7, triple 1-3, base hit. And then Gene Tennis with his 130 walks, 1-7. Let's take a look at Gene Tennis' card here. This is his 1970 card. It only had 138 plate appearances, but oh my, just, that is a beautiful card there, folks. a double to center field. And you've got second and third, and it's Angel Mangual. 58 pops to third. Reggie Jackson, 1-5 is a K, and with 2 outs, it's JLU. 1-4, bounds to short. They get nothing. Maury Wills, 2-3, skies a center. Alex Johnson, 46, pops to short. And Jay Johnstone, 68, walks. Larry Heisel with 2 outs. Catcher's card. Tennis is a 4-5. Innings over. All right, scoreless in the first. Joe Rudy, 2-9, pounds to third. Campaneris, 58, pops to third. Chuck Harrison, 1-5, lines to third. Bottom of 2. Jim Spencer, 68 is a walk. Mickey Rivers, 1-7, double 1-11, base hit. You have runners on the corners. Alomar's an 8-bunter, so you have to bring it up. 57 is a K. Now the A's are going to bring it up because there's 1 out for Phil Roof. 2-9 is scrambled to short. Runners third hold at first advance. Second and third, 2 outs. Pete Ward, 4-11, left X. He's an okay fielder. JLU's a 3-12 in left field. That is going to be a base hit on his defense. A 2-run single. And the Angels are 21 outs away of putting Oakland in a whole bunch of trouble in the carryover league. And they could be perilously on the fringe of the playoff picture if they lose this game. Maury Wills, 47, lines of short. So 2 runs off a catfish hunter early. Here is Dick Green, 37's a K. Oakland's been shut out twice in this series. They scored 4 runs, and 5 runs in the other 3 games. Sal Bando, 2-6 is a walk. Gene Tennis, 38 walk. This time, Bando and Tennis are setting the table. They've been on all 4 times. Angel Mangual, 68 off of Clyde Wright, double 1-5, single ... We have a 2-1 game with runners on the corners and 1 out. With a with a 1-run lead, they'll play back, hook for a double play out of Reggie. 37 is a K against the left-handed pitching. Walk against right-handed pitching. And with 2 outs, JLU, 35 is a walk. The bases are loaded. 2 outs for Joe Rudy. Let's take a look at Joe Rudy's card, since we looked at Gene Tennis's card. And they're very similar. And they're also... Rudy had more plate appearances in 1970. He had 366 plate appearances with this card. Hits 309 with it. But when you consider Gene Tennis and Joe Rudy, they would not hit any better in their career than they do with these cards. So the base is loaded in 2 outs. Joe Rudy, 46 off of Clyde Wright, is a bouncer to second. Alomar's a 2-16, and he makes the play. 2-1 Angels. Alex Johnson, 2-8, bounce to third. Jay Johnstone, 5-11, second X. Dick Green's a 2-13, and a single off of Dick Green. That's a tough break. Larry Heisel, 1-5. Let's take a look at Larry Heisel's card. So, interesting card. 69 Larry Heisel with the Phillies, 20 home runs. For some reason, the Phillies did not need help in the outfield, so he wasn't brought up in the last 2 seasons for Philadelphia. Then when he's not protected, anybody could pick him up, and the Angels picked him up because they had the worst record in baseball, so he was the first pick in the 2nd round, I believe. And the reason for Heisel, so 69, this is a fairly good year. Then he struggles in the early 70s. In the early part, and then he'll eventually get back into his stride. So he'll probably have to be out of baseball for a year and then come back, as he struggled in the early 70s. Anyway, 1-5 here is the 2-run homer, and the Angels have a 4-1 lead. Jim Spencer, 2-6 single. Mickey Rivers, 2-7. That is a fielder's choice, 4-6. He's an ace stealer. He'll try and steal off of the Tennis arm, and he's safe. Sandy Alomar with 2 outs, 38, flies to right. But 4 runs Off a Catfish Hunter, probably the most he's given up all year in a game. Can Clyde Wright punch the Angels' division title hopes? We'll see. Burt Campaneris, 5'10", sky's the center. Chuck Harrison, 1'9", pops the third. Dick Green, 69, triple 1-5 is a base hit. Sal Bando, 2-4, sky's the center field. The stumbling Oakland offense again, struggling as usual. Phil Roof, 211, flies to right. Pete Ward, 45, center. Maury Wills, 1-6, Ks. Top of the fifth in Anaheim. Gene Tennis, 311, flies to left, and he's injured. He's not DHing, he's catching. That's a tough break. Jim French will have to catch the rest of the game now for Oakland. Angel Mangual, 1-7, short. Reggie, 211, short. I don't think it's Oakland's year, folks. It's been like this for a lot of baseball games I've played this year for this team. And they've won series, but they've been squeaking through barely. 58, flies to right. The Dynasty A's, they are not. Or at least they're not resembling that performance. Jay Johnstone, 1-8 single. Larry Heisel, 3-6 is a K. And with 2 outs is Jim Spencer. Single 118, base hit. 2 on, 2 outs for Mickey Rivers. 65 off the Catfish Hunter card is homer 1-2 double. That will be a double to center field. Jim Spencer, 11, 12, 13 will hold up at third. Second and third, 2 outs. Sandy Alomar. Pitcher X, Catfish Hunter is an E9. And Catfish kicks the ground ball. And it's just, I'm telling you folks, I don't think it's Oakland's year. They've just played some really, lackluster baseball for most of this. Phil Roof, 1-5, skies the center field. The Oakland A's, the plane, is crashing into the mountain. It is time to wake up and get this thing going. You're going to be 2.5 games out of first place going into the second round of the tournament. And I don't think mathematically they have a chance to reclaim first place, and it's going to be hard to get a wild card. So, top of 6. JLU will lead it off. 67 is a K. Joe Rudy, 6'11", short X. This is Mr. Maury Wills, a 3E31, and he makes the play. Campaneris, 33, pops to third base. 2 words, Clyde Wright. 6'1", Clyde Wright, doing the job. Angels have one of the best bullpens in baseball. Tatum, LaRoche, Fisher, Garrett. And they need 9 more outs, and they're up by 5. All right, Catfish against Pete Ward. 2-6, grounds to first. Maury Wills, 310, flies to right. Alex Johnson, 57 is a K. Now, we're going to see Mike Shannon play third base as a defensive replacement for Pete Ward. And we'll put the -2 Norma Casanova in there, just in case guys like Campaneris have any bizarre thoughts of trying to stolen base. 6-1, 7th inning. Clyde Wright's a starter 8. He has thrown a 4-hitter. And it is Chuck Harrison. 6'11", short X. Maury Wills, a 331, makes the play. Dick Green, 55, fly ball to left. And with 2 outs, it's Sal Bando. 110, single 1-7, a base hit. With 2 outs, though, with tennis hurt, this is Jim French, the backup catcher. 2-2 Jim French pops to second base. Stretch time here in Anaheim. We are listening to future games. The California Angels are going to have plenty of future games this season as they continue into the postseason and the playoffs. 1971, the Bob Welch era. Fleetwood Mac. Great record. Bottom of the 7th. Catfish Hunter still going to deal. He is their all-star. Jay Johnstone, 5'11", second X. Dick Green is a 2E13. He makes the play. Larry Heisel, his big 2-run homer earlier, 112, second. And Jim Spencer, 1-6. Triple 104 single, base hit. Mickey Rivers, 47, lines to short. 8th inning for Clyde Wright. The fans in Anaheim are on their feet. They can smell this. Worst to first. They had, after an 8-1 start, they went 10-14, but they've won their last 2 and are about to go on a 3-game winning streak. Angel Mangual, 111, flies left. Reggie Jackson, 57, Ks. JLO, 2-8, single. Joe Brudy, 410, bouncer to third. This is Mike Shannon, a 3, E25. He makes the play. You know, and as far as the West Coast, Northern California and Southern California, the Dodgers were able to beat the Giants, and the Angels are beating the A's. So South's beating North. South of no North. Bottom of the 8th, Catfish Hunter. And we got a lot of, well, let's let somebody else pitch. It's a 6-1 game. Bob Locker could use some work. Get Raleigh Fingers in here. Raleigh Fingers will come on in the 8th inning. He could use some work. Sandy Alomar. What a waste. You know, the dynasty years of the Oakland A's, winners of the 1972 3 and 4 World Series. I understand that there's only 2 1972 cards in this deck, but they're wasting some amazing years out of Gene Tennis and Joe Rudy that I showed those cards earlier. Sandy Alomar, 65, pops a short. I guess you could say the Minnesota Twins won the American League West in 1969 and 1970, so maybe the Twins are better than the A's, and that's the reason why Oakland's not doing well. Raul Casanova, let's take a look at, or Paul Casanova, let's take a look at his card. 2-2, that's gone. And we've got a 7-1 game. Mike Shannon, 46 is a K. Maury Wills, 48, double 111's a double off Raleigh Fingers. Alex Johnson, 2-8, grounds a third. We go to the 9th inning. As much as I like Clyde Wright to go for a complete game, and I really should, I'm going to take him out because Ken Tatum has been the star of the Angels out of the bullpen for the last 3 years. And he was on the last place team the last 2 years. So he's going to go out there in the 9th inning. He's been the best Angel pitcher for a long time here. Now that they've got Bill Singer, Singer's probably better than Ken Tatum, but here he is in the 9th inning, 7-1 game. Campaneris, 2-3, pops the third. Batting for Chuck Harrison will be John Donaldson, the left-hander. John Donaldson, 3-6, triple 108 is a base hit. Dick Green, 2-7, Dick Green, single 1-10 is a base hit. 2 on, 1 out, Sal Bando, 5-11, a strikeout, and with 2 outs, Jim French. The pitch to Jim French, 1-6 is a ground ball to second. Sandy Alomar is up with it, throws over to first base, and the California Angels did it, folks. Worst to first. They were 7-21 last year. And they will be in first place in the American League West by 2.5 games. It's just a mere formality once the second and third rounds of the postseason are completed that we call it clinched. No save for Tatum, gives up 2 hits and a K. Clyde Wright with the win. 6 hits and a run. 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Raleigh Fingers gives up 2 hits, a run, and a K. Catfish Hunter and Vita Blue, they were 1-3 in this series, and they pitched magnificently until this game. Catfish was kind of laid an egg there. The 6 runs he gave up were all earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And I gotta say, the Angels, they did change that lineup in Game 4 when they scored 15 runs, and they haven't lost since. So maybe that's the ticket. 1009, 0108, 71118. 3625. Now let's look at the year-to-date numbers for these two teams. The Oakland A's, the disappointing A's. They have to refocus and steal a wild card spot away from either the Baltimore Orioles or the New York Yankees. And it's possible, but they've got to really go on their own little winning streak for this to happen in the second and third round of the postseason. The Oakland A's, here we are, 20-19. That's just not going to cut it. They're hitting .252 with a .366 ERA. Vida Blue's 4-7, but his ERA is .269, and Catfish Hunter is better than that. His ERA is better than that. He's 7-3. 20-19 for the Oakland A's, and the Angels are 21-15. They started 8-1. Then they went, like I said, 10-14. Then they won the last 3. So they've been a streaky bunch, hitting .266 with a .352 ERA. Bill Singer, 7-1, 14 runs in 84 innings. That'll get you a $1.50 ERA. $1.50. Can't even get 2 runs off the dude. Ken Tatum has 6 saves. In 20 innings of relief, he's given up 1 run, 3 walks, 20 strikeouts. Good for him. He got snubbed for the All-Star game, too. Alex Johnson, who went 6 for 6 in one of the games, he now has 55 hits and might be leading the American League. But Rod Carew still has to play. Carew will probably overtake him. Hitting .362. Alex Johnson. He is the heart of the team at designated hitter of all positions. The league is played 490 games, hitting .260 with a .388 ERA. And when we look at the American League West standings, the Mariners and Rangers, they pretty much cannot catch Oakland for second. The way you figure that out is, can both teams finish better than Oakland? Oakland's a game over 500. Both these teams cannot, because they are combined -7 but below 500. So Oakland can finish no worse than third. Seattle would have to win 4 straight over the Rangers and be 19-17 to get into second place. That's it today from the American League West. Thank you for checking out the video. We'll see you next time.